you know, I don't know. A lot of things I say, a lot of things I talk about is not scripted. Sometimes I just say things that's off the top of my head, and just certain thoughts that come to my mind, But as I grow and get older and more mature and wiser, I'm starting to see the grave miscommunication that we have between men and women. In the last couple of few years is when I started to see, like during the COVID times, I saw that how people panic so much, in particularly the women. I saw women really panic very bad and was afraid for the children getting sick, and I saw the media, dabble, dead babies and things like that in front of them, and I saw how they panicked really bad, and and they wanted to, protect the family, protect the children, and they went overboard with, and volunteering for the mask and cleaning up everything and wanted everybody to go and get vaccinated, just so people, be safe and wouldn't get sick or wouldn't die, And I saw so many men bow down to that and just went along with it and think that they were protecting their families as well by, helping her to push this thing along. And because of that, next thing you know, man, we were locked down, and even as they attempt to bring this thing back, women are leading the charge, in doing it, because they have no one to guide them. There are no men around to make her feel safe and secure and say, baby, look, don't panic about this stuff. I'm here to save you and the family. You take my instructions. You take instruction from me. And when it's time to mask up and boost up and do all this stuff, I'll let you know. But as far as, where this thing is coming from, we all know that this is all a bunch of lies from the arch deceiver. And that's what we have to think about. But because men and women have failed to assume their proper roles in relationships and marriages and in life, man, I see the men fell right behind the woman, and the woman pretty much controls everything today, and once upon a time, I thought just my woman was like that, and I thought I screwed up and married a bad egg, or, saying, man, I cannot believe this woman is like that. But in recent years, I've come to realize, man, that's pretty much a sickness amongst all women, I mean, they don't understand, they have a hard time critically thinking and understand the whole universal oneness of God and how to maneuver through that path that God put us on. They only see the present, and how they feel about it, they understand the design of God, the way God designed them, the way God designed human beings, the way He designed the earth and even the universe. They don't seem to get that right off hand, Case in point, man, God created us the way He did, but I'm telling you, most women have no qualms whatsoever, man, and go and get her chest augmented because God created it wrong. She got, they put things in their butt to make it look big because they don't like the way God created their butts. They put something in their lips to make their lips big because they don't like the way God created it. They trim their nose because they don't like the way God created it. They work on their eyes with the lashes. They don't like the way God created it. They put fake hair on because they don't like the way their real their natural hair is. That is terrible, man. That is sickness. That is a disease these females have, and they want it their way. I don't care even if you tell her she's attractive the way she is. No way. No, their number one is, well, I like it. I'm gonna do it for me, and that's I don't respect that, man. Some of these young girls have beautiful skin, young, youthful looking skin, and they go and cover that with these nasty tattoos, I mean, they just rebellious. All of them had that Eve effect, man. They just naturally rebellious, man. I cannot believe that, man. And they not, no matter what you do for them, they're not satisfied. I don't care what you give her, man. That to me, that is evil. That is the personification of evil. That's the serpent that was in the Garden of Eden, that communicated with Eve. She had a husband, but she still went out in the garden and fraternized with the serpent, with the snake, as the metaphor says, and she ate of that fruit. She brought it back home. She gave birth to a child that resembled the attitude of Satan that she was in the garden with, behind the bushes. So I don't know how people want to interpret that. I am not saying nothing. The way the Bible, the Quran says it, that's fine. We just go along with that. But something strange happened that day. Okay, and it was evident when she brought it back home. And she's always had this rebellion to not listen to her man, and being self-entitled, just being self-entitled and doing it her way. And he allowed her to do that, just like these men allowed their women to get their whole families vaccinated, and all their parents and grandparents died. Some of them dropped dead. Their husbands all died, developed cancer, and they all died after they took that shot. You know what I mean? And she marched her family into death because of her rebellion and the man's inability to correct her. And a woman that's unchecked, man, is like a loose cannon, like a train on a railroad without any brakes on it, man. It's something that is about to crash and create destruction. Somebody got to guide her. Her nature is not to be at the head. It is to be guided by a man. She has to be guided. You know what I'm saying? She cannot be in charge. She cannot be in front of the man, but they want to be out in front. That's the way they feel secure. They're so insecure. They have to be in control. If they're not in control, she just go into anxiety, and that is terrible, man. That is a terrible, terrible way to live your life, man. I mean, and that's what the term submission means. You have to submit. You think that you have to be lay down and let a man roll all over you and mistreat you and smack you. No, Submission means understanding the nature of God and the creation, the creator. And the essence of the creation that you will, in which you came. You see what I'm saying? You must understand that and live as such. I wouldn't want a woman to submit to me. I'm not perfect. A woman never have to submit to me. I just want a woman to submit to her nature. Understand that you were not put on this planet to be the leader of a man or the leader of the family. I mean, the household, that's, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if that's the correct term people use. A man is the head of his household. Or I don't know, what they call it, if he's head of his household or what. I'm not I don't see myself as being the head of my household. I'm not like that, you know what I mean? But because I'm not washing any dishes and that kind of thing. But yeah, I'll but I just need for women to pull it together, man. Because when you read the Bible and the Quran, man, I mean, that's something that's not being preached these days, man. God got a really harsh punishment for the woman. Everybody talks about the man, but there's a really serious punishment for the woman, man. Like, she's gonna be roasted, man, hung by her tits, and I read once a skin ripped off her body and burnt, man, and they repeat it over and over in the hellfire, man. That's a terrible thing right there, man. The woman got a serious punishment, man, serious, and it's very significant, but they don't want to hear that, and nobody preaches that, man. Jezebel, Delilah, Eve, all these rebellious women in the Bible, man. I mean, that God really spoke of them, He really spoke of the nature of the woman unchecked, man, and I hate to see that, man. I really hate to see that, man, But yeah, that's just my thought. That's just something else I just, wanted to, ran off my chest today, and kind of, I was just thinking about that, because I see so many things going on and look at some of these podcasts, and I can't believe how naive and ignorant and rebellious and pompous a lot of these chicks, especially these younger girls, man. And it's a terrible thing, man. So on that, I'm out.